Hi everyone. So welcome back to the episode 5 of JavaScript machine coding round series where we again start out solving our three problem related to core logic, async behavior and polyfills. So these all are must and very common question asked throughout the different service based and top IT firms companies. So let's dive in and start with our first question, which will be the core logic. So for today, in my bag, I picked three for this core logic. I picked up this question, which is to return the smallest unique number in an array, second smallest number in an array. Okay, so the problem is jot down the problem. What we're trying to solve in the core logic. Core logic. Core logic, okay. The question is, or the problem is return the second smallest unique number in an array. So this is the problem. So what is you got it right? And if length greater than 1, then return the second smallest. And length is less than 2, return null. Return the smallest distinct value. Okay. So what is the goal? Given an array of numbers, return the smallest distinct value. Okay. And if does not exist, return null. So for example, if I input 1, 2, 2, sorry, 2, 3, 4, then and let 1 4, then what will the output? It's 3 because 2 is repeating 2 times. It's not distinct. It's not unique as well. So it the our output will be 2. Sorry, output will be 3. And if the input is 4 4 4 4, then the output will be null because it's don't have any distinct or any unique value for the second position. Okay, so what we will do, we will create a function with which name will be second smallest unique array. Okay, second smallest unique array. Okay, then what we have to do, you have to first get the frequency of the array. Okay, frequency of the each element in that array. So what we will do, we can first create a const frequency, fine, and then what we will do, so let us start looping through the array. Okay, so for let num of array num of array, and then what we'll do, frequency, if having this num, then frequency num, otherwise 0 plus 1. Okay, now here in the frequency, now we get the frequency of the each number in the array, how many times they're repeating. Now we have to filter out the unique value from the array. Okay, sorry, from this object. So we again have to loop through this object. So how we are looping through the object, for example, and grabbing the array, grabbing the element. So first we make a array, a unique number array, const iq unique number is equal to, okay, we have to loop through the frequency object. And how we are looping through an object is very pretty simple. For object in, don't forget, let num in frequency. Okay, what we'll do, if frequency num have value 1, it means it's occurring for only one time. Okay, 1, then what you have to do, push to this number num, because this is the number and the what inside holding the occurrence, but we have to grab the actual number and not the number of occurrence. Okay, so we are using number num, not this one. So not frequency num, no, this is not wrong. Then we will get the frequency, the value inside this one. So we have to grab the key, which is itself that number, array number. So number, just parsing it to num. Okay, now up to here we get the unique number in the unique numbers array. Okay, and we filtered out all the repeating numbers which is more than 1. So now if the length, now we'll check if the length, if the unique numbers dot length is less than 2, means it contains only 1 or 0, anything, then we don't get the second index. Okay, so what will we do, we have to just return null. Okay, return null. Now the time to sort, we have to grab the second element from the beginning. Okay, for that we have to sort this array from smallest to largest. Okay, from smaller to larger we have to sort the array. So how we're going to sort the array, it's pretty simple. We use the native JS sort method. So unique number dot sort and grab the elements, and then it's a minus b. This will sort from into the ascending order from like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 like this. Okay, now in the last, what we will do, return unique number of first. First means the second number in the array. This is only the index, denoting the index only. So now time to run the function. Okay, let's do it. Console.log second smallest and pass the array like 1 2 2 2 3 4 5. You see, in the result we are getting 3, which is the second smallest non-repeating unique number in the array. Okay, and if you remove the 4 from here, you will get, sorry, 3 from here, you will get 4 as the second smallest, but not 2. And now if you don't find any unique number in the array, 4 4 4 4, this will return null. So you can see, you see now how this function is filtering out the non-unique number and returning the second unique smallest number from this function. So in this way we are done with our first problem, which was related to the core logic. Okay, now let's jump into our second problem, which is related to async behavior of JavaScript. So for today we have some very common, very interesting, very useful function, which is debounce. Okay, So let's jump right in and solve the one, try to make our own debounce and see how it's work. So the next problem statement is, let's clean this one. So you all know Debounce, right? Debounce is nothing, it's just a rate limiter function call. If you click button 2 times, 2 event fire. If you button 3 times, JavaScript will fire 3 event. Okay. If you continuously clicking the button for 10 times, then the 10 consecutive event get passed to the JavaScript for the execution. And this will make your application very slow, very sluggy. So to resolve this problem, debounce comes in the picture. So what debounce do is, debounce group multiple sequential call into a single execution, okay? Waiting for a pause in action before it's firing. Perfect for performance optimization. Go to the run.js and how the code of the debounce look like. Problem number 2 is debounce. So nothing to input, nothing to output. We know what debounce is doing. So just jump right in the coding part. What we're doing here is, in the function, we create a function debounce. We get a callback function. For example, on clicking on submit button, I want to submit a form and make API call and send all data to the server. So, and the millisecond, what millisecond of pause you want between the two consecutive button click gap. Okay, to create a debounce, we're using set timeout. Set timeout is what will do, it will fire the your function after a particular millisecond or particular timing. Okay, what time you provide here in the form of millisecond, the set timeout will fire that event after that particular time only. Okay, no matter what it's happening before. So we have to create a timer id to hold the set timeout in control. Currently it's null. Now the function, it is a closure kind of. Now you know what is the closure, right? So if you don't know closure, just pause and go and just read out what is closure and then come back. Okay, so it is a closure function, and this will internally return a function debounce, which takes the argument, whatever you are going to pass, and if we are inside the debounce function, and what we will first check, if there is a already timer started, then just kill it. Okay, for example, I just clicking button again, not taking pause of any millisecond in between. So first time, what this will be undefined. Okay, timer id not equal to null, this will become false. So first time what will happen, it will false. Now it's create a timer id, a timeout, and this will what will do, fun dot apply this. Okay, args, and then id make it timer to null. Okay, and then it's for millisecond. So when first time you click, for example, you're typing your name. Okay, I'm typing my name. First time I press S. Okay, first time I press S, this will come here. It's first time it's will find null. Okay, null not equal to null, false. It will go here. It will set the timeout, and my function get called from here. If you don't know call, apply, and bind, just again pause it and brush it up and come back. Okay, so fired, and the timer will become null. Okay, after only the millisecond you passed, this get triggered, right? 300 millisecond timer get started. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 started. Now again, before reaching to the 300 millisecond, you press the button again. Okay, you call this function again or click anything. Then what will happen? This will come here, and in the next time, he will find that, oh, there is something inside the timer ID because it's running, right? And then it's kill the set timeout. No more execution of your function anymore. Again, it's come here, create a fresh set timeout, fresh timer ID this one, and again this is started, and this will run like this until unless you take a pause. And for example, take a pause of 300 millisecond, this will get triggered. You are in the middle of 300 millisecond, and you keep clicking the button or doing an event, then this will keep killing itself by from here, and your function is not going to execute anymore. Okay, so this is how set timeout work magically inside this debounce function. So now there is a, you know, function is object itself, so we can create a clear, we can manually want to clear the timeout as well. So debounce dot clear function, what this will do, if clear timeout, and also okay. Now we are done with our, in the last, either we do like return over here directly, or in the, or we can do it like this, return debounce. Okay, we return the debounce function. So whenever you first call this function, we pass the function, callback function, and the millisecond, this will return this function to us because we're sitting here. We get assigned it into any variable, and then from there we can pass our argument, and this function get called. Okay, so let's see how it's work in action. So what we will do, we will now let's see the debounce in action. So first we make our function to grab the debounce, to call the call and initialize the debounce function. Click, and then debounce our callback function. Let will be name, then console log dollar name, and then what we'll do, we'll pass the millisecond of 300. Fine. Now we grab this from here, we grab this function, right? This one, this function get returned, including this extra cleaning function. So we grab here, now we'll call this function, this function. Now we have to pass parameters, so we grab this function so we can pass argument from here. Now basically this function is assigned to this function with this closer timer ID. Okay, so click S. Okay, now fine, this data set print S. So I cut it. I press. Look, only one time it gets printed. Otherwise, so if you are using debounce, no matter what, how many times you call, it will trigger only for the times you pause your typing or pause your event triggering. And let's see we are using the debounce now for check. Let's remove the debounce code and see how it is behaving if you are not using any debounce kind of thing. I'm directly calling the function on every click. So this is the, now you can see it is triggering for every input, okay, for S, for SU, for SUR, for SURA, and SURAJ. So now it's triggering for every event. So now you can get a picture how it's enhancing the performance of our application, right? So you can play it around. So now we are done with our second example, which were related to the async behavior of JavaScript. Now the third and the last installment is the, so this is not a polyfill kind of, but so this time we are taking the data parsing problem instead of polyfill. Let's clean this up. Right. Okay. Now the question is, it's a very interesting one and a little bit complex as well. So the problem is, we have a CSV data. You know CSV data, a comma separated value. Okay. And now, and then we have to convert this into JSON. We have to convert this into JSON data. So JSON transformer. JSON transformer. So we have to make a transformer that take CSV data as input and convert this into a JSON format data. Okay. So let's talk about the input. What is it input look like? So this will look like name, age, city. Okay. Now Manish, 32, New Delhi. Okay. Another Alice, 25, Bengaluru. So suppose this is the input data. Okay. And what will the output? Then the output will be like this. Name, Manish, age, 32, and city, New Delhi. Again, name, Alice, age, 25, and city, Bengaluru. Okay, this is the output. So that is the input and that is the output look like. So now you get the idea what need to do inside this one. So this is a very good example for like how you are testing and parsing the data. Okay, the string basically. Then how you're handling the edge cases. Okay, and also the business logic behind this one. So this is a very good example and very commonly asked by most of the service-based company. So keep this in mind. So now time to write the pseudocode. The this is a little bit a complex problem. So first we write pseudocode, that then we will understand this problem better. Okay. So okay, so first write down the pseudocode for this one. What will the pseudocode? The first we will do what is split by new line. So as you can see, the input is splitted by this is a different chunk of data, different chunk of data, different chunk of data. So we will split by the new line. Every here it's a new line. There is a new line. Okay, so we'll split this by new. This will become header. This will become data one. This will become data two. So split by new line. Then what you have to do? Parse header row into. So now we get this data. Now we have to make a header out of it. Okay, these are the headers, name, age, city. So we have to parse this data and make a header. Okay, header fields basically. Okay, now we have to run a loop for each data row For each data row, this one and this one, what you have to do? Again, parse this CSV row, and we have to respect the quoted fields. And then what we have to do? Mapping each fields to the header. For example, this is the name, this is the age, and this is the city. So we have to map each data against their headers. Okay, headers. Then we convert this into finally an object. Now, and finally, our object is ready with the respective headers in the form of object. Now, just collect that object. Pretty simple, right? Now, time to make our hand dirty interesting. Okay, now try to solve this by yourself. First, pause it. This doesn't matter how far you reach. Just give it a try. Let's first make a function for parsing header row. Okay, let's make a function first to parse this data. Okay, and then finally we return the string in the form of object. Okay, for example, we get a string like this, and what will return from here? Like this. Like this. This is a parse data. Okay, we grab the first line, whatever the past. Okay, suppose the line contains this one. Now array to collect the parse field. So we first create the array const fields equal to array. Okay, now parse it. While parsing, we have to go character by character, and we have to hold the character somewhere. So for that we need a variable. We buffer that character well where we are building the current field. So you need a buffer to build current field. Let current is empty. Then what we'll do? Then we need a flag to check we're inside a double quote or not. Okay, so let in quotes currently make it a false. False or inside. Currently, suppose there is no any quote. Now we have to loop through the lines. Okay, so for let I is equal to 0, I less than line dot length I plus plus. Now grab the first character. Now we get the first character. Suppose we get the times comes to check the edge cases. If it is a double quote, if ch is a double quote, if it's a double quote, then what you have to do? Character is also a double quote, then you have to escape this one. Okay, so if they were consecutive to double quote and there is nothing inside, we have to escape this one. So if you are in quote and the current index plus 1, the next index is also a double quote. Then what you have to do? Just grab the only one quote, and increment the counter. Get out of the code section area. Okay, so else if you are in a code now, else if character is what, comma, you are not in a code. If the character is comma and you are not inside a code, okay, you are outside of code, you are not in, okay, then what you will do, you will just push this data to the array, because you get fill.trim. Okay, just we get a pure, there is a pure data, no, okay, then push this one otherwise. And if a simple straight data, just no double quote, no comma, this means it's a pure data. So field, keep increment, adding this to, keep adding this character to the field. Okay, so what we are doing here is, if it is a code, if you're getting the code as a character, we get a first character as a test. Okay, first time it will come here, flag is false, it will not go inside this one. Okay, it's come here, it will enable the code, sorry, this will be in quote, okay, this will make this flag true. Okay, the encode flag. Now not go inside, no go to inside, another the loop will come for the this one, the T. Okay, so again this is not a quote, right, this is a T, so this will not go inside, not go inside, and again it come here, right, it's also not a comma, this is a T, not, this will not go inside either, then it will get, T will get added to the field is equal to empty plus T is equal to T. Now this is holding a T. Now again go over here, third iteration, again this will false, this will false. Okay, and this get added over here. Now this become TE, third S, TES, fourth TEST. Now we reach up to here, it's become TEST. Now when the loop come here, it will find the code. Is this a code? Yes, this is a code. Now in the code, yes, true, this is in the code. Okay, but what happening here is, this is this index plus, suppose this is not like this. Okay, this index plus one, which is this index. Now currently we are here. Okay, index plus one means plus one, we are pointing to here, is still a double quote. No, it's not a double quote. Now this might be over here, might be like this one. Okay, so it's a double quote. No, so then what you have to do, we will not go inside, we are now, this is become false because we are not in the quote anymore, we have come outside of the quote. Okay, quote is finished over here, and this way only the test get pushed to the fields array in the last. After this, what will we get? The comma. Okay, we come here, comma, no, it not go inside, come here, it's get comma, yes, in the code, previously made code to false, now false, not false, true, and then finally this field which have holding the test will get pushed to the field, and this way it is running over here. I hope this makes sense, it's clear now. Now what you have to do finally, we have to finally push field dot trim. Again, finally push the field to the array and return these fields. Fine, done. So far so good. Now it's time to our main function to call. This one is parsing the data. Simply this is parsing the data for the looking for the single quote, double quote, comma is comma is, and returning the clean data to the in form of array. Now come here. This is our main function. So function. I'll make it a little bit upper. I have to make a space. Now, okay. Function. FNCTI1 function CSV to JSON. CSV text. We get a CSV text over here. And what is the CSV text? As I already showed you this one. This is a CSV text. Okay. Now, remember, I place this one so that you get what is happening, what's going on. So, this is our input. This is our CSV text. Okay. Now, what you have to do? First, according to our pseudocode, first what we have to break this CSV text by the next line character. Okay. And filter out if there is any null, undefined, any kind of falsy data. So what you have to do here, very pretty simple. You can do const lines. We get a lines. We get an array of 1 data, 2 data, and 3 data because we are breaking by splitting by the new line character. Okay. So CSV text dot split. Now we are using some regex. What regex will do is look for the new line. We denote new line by this one, backward slash n, and then now dot filter out all the boolean. What this will do? This will filter out all the falsy value. Okay. In this way, we get our what? Our array. So if I can show you, let's call it CSV to JSON and then make it see sweet data. Okay. Now do this so that you can get that in the real time what is going on. Okay. Okay, I did something. Remove this one, don't need this one. This might be some problem with this editor, so let's make like this intentionally. Yes, this is the structure. Forwards, backwards slash n, new line, this one, then this one like this. This is the other CSV data. Okay. Now what you have to do? Let's console. Lines. And now see what we get over here. One pack of data, header, one pack of data, and one pack of data over here. Fine. So so far so good. You are able to know what is going on, what this piece of line is doing. Okay. So far so good, right? Fine. Now if there is no any lines. That's okay. And dot length equal to, if after parsing we take a length is equal to 0, you don't get even a single line, then what you have to do, just return 0 or empty array. Simple. If you don't get any line, it's empty, return empty array. Else, let's get the header part. This one. This is the header, right? Name, age, city. Let's grab the header. Sorry. And we have to make it as a key also. So header line into keys. We have going to pass the header lines into the key. So just first grabbing the constant header. Grab the first index value. Headers. Now look what we get after parsing. Oh, we missed to clear the field. After pushing, just clear the field. Now it's good. Sometimes it happens. After pushing, just clear the field so that we'll initialize with to grab the new character. Okay. Now, okay. So we are here. We grab our header. Now we have to create our final result array to hold the JSON object of converted CSV data into the final JSON output. Okay, so make it currently it is blank. Currently is blank array. Now what we have to do? We have to make a loop. Loop on what? Loop on this array. Okay, you have to loop on this array because this array is holding the data, not this array. This array is holding the data. So number of data, number of loop, because for every loop you have to assign the value to their respective key header. Okay, fine. So for let j I, so for let I is equal to 1. Now why we are starting with 1? Because the first 0 index is the header. So we start with the header. We are starting with 1 index, which is the data. So and then if I less than lines dot length and I plus plus, okay, if I let I plus plus, okay, fine. So again parses data, fields, give the row to this function. Now let's console this one, what we get over here. Okay, look what we get. We get this array and this array because this is a loop. We are in the loop, so we get log2 array. This converted into an array, and this converted into array. So far so good. Now you need to do next is we have to create an object, okay, to hold the key value pair of the data. So you have to build an object mapping the header fields. Okay, so object now we have to loop through. Now we get the data, right? Now we have to loop through the headers one by one, and in the particular consecutive headers we have to append the data. For example, for the name, we look through a name, we grab this Manish and append to the name for the first object, and likewise this will make a first object, this will make our second object. So what we do here, we for let j equal to 0, j less than headers dot length, okay, and j plus plus. In this loop, in the object, grab the header data, grab the header data, in this one if fields j not equal to undefined, if you have something, otherwise empty, nothing inside. So grab the header data, which is name. In the name, go to the fields. What is the field? Field is this one, this. Okay, go with the first index, which is 0 right now. First index of this one, first index of this one, 0 right now. So Manish, if Manish is undefined, no, append Manish to name. Now done. Go with the second one, j become 1. Then go to the header, go to the age. In the field, grab the j, the second one is 32. Not equal to undefined, it's true, append this one. And in this way, it will run for one array, second array, for this array, and so on. This one is headers. Headers. So in this way, run for every array. Okay, for this array, this array, this array. Now we are here. And finally, what will we do? And this is done. We just push this in the result. One object completed, just push. Fine. Now log result as well, what we see, and you can see, look, we are getting our data over here. Okay, final data, initial data, one by one. So remove this one and push, and finally return the result. Pretty simple, right? Return the result, and you can see here we get our object. So this is how we handle and tackle the problem related to the data parsing. So yeah, this is all about the third statement about the data parsing, and we are done with our 5th episode. So Hope you like this video. If you like this video, just give it a thumbs up, and do subscribe and comment down if you have facing any problem related to understanding any of this logic. I will try to help you out as well. So let's see you in the episode number 5, where we are try to solve more problem related to the JavaScript machine coding round. Till then, keep coding, keep growing. Bye bye.